Take it away. Thank you.
Love is the most beautiful of all human relations. The dictionary meaning of love is a feeling of constant, deep, strong affection for another person. Love is often bounded only to romantic relationship, but love is unbounded. We experience the whole gamut of human relationship in love. Babies feel their parents with tender love. A mother forgives her wayward son because of her selfless love. A daughter travels thousands of miles to be with her ailing mother because of her selfless love. I have a question. Can we measure love? On the surface, it seems we cannot. But on a deeper level, probably we can. Let me examine this question. In America and in some other parts of the world, to honor all mothers and their amazing contribution, Mother's Day is observed each year on the second Sunday of the month of May. But for someone like me, thousands of miles away from my own mother, whom I cannot meet, hug, greet in person, it's a bittersweet day. I thought, can I show my love to someone else? I again refer to dictionary. According to dictionary, love is a noun as well as a verb. If it is a noun, it's uncountable. But if it is a verb, love means action, and action can always be measured. What are the criteria to measure love? I again examined myself. Last time when I visited my hometown in India, my mother had been waiting for me at the airport. Mom, I love you. It was Diwali, festival of light, and I had been carrying lots of gifts, and I showered her with all the gifts. Then we had quality, memorable time together. She made my favorite dishes, paneer pakora, and also I reminisced my childhood days and joyous memories. In between, I also checked on her well-being, any medical condition needing urgent attention and care. Friends, there are 5 broad categories of behavior people engaged in to express love. First, words of affirmation. Second, human touch. Third, celebration with gifts. Fourth, spending quality time. And fifth, acts of service. Many years ago, there were 2 significant events in my life when I experienced those emotions. And today, I'm going to share with you all those 2 stories. And I believe you will also experience the same emotion that I felt then. It was in the year 2018 while visiting my home country, my hometown in India. I happened to meet a special person. His name is Gobin Bordoloi. While we were having a conversation, I noticed a visible scar on his face, and while we were taking a stroll outside, he was limping slightly on his right. Gobin, in his prime of his life, met with a freak accident which shattered his world and turned his life upside down. One day, while assisting someone high atop a tree, his hands slipped and his body come into direct contact with a live high voltage wire. That incident left him with severe burn wounds on the upper and lower right hand side of his body. Fortunately, he survived, although it took months of hospitalization to recover and became healthy again. There was no insurance and the medical cost was quite high. In the midst of this catastrophe, when he was drowning in trauma and physical excruciating pain, it was his mother who pulled off a miracle. She carried the whole burden, often working long hours, 2 to 3 manual jobs to foot his medical bill and keep the family afloat. Gobin gradually recovered and eventually his life turned a corner. Gobin, with his sheer hard work, established himself as an entrepreneur and became the richest man in his town. But the story did not end. The sacrifice, the act of service, the dedication of his mother made a great impact on his life, and he decided to establish an organization called Ma Anustan, which means celebration with the mother. The organization conducts events whereby elderly women abandoned by their own family or mothers staying alone are invited. Gobin showed me some of the footage of those events. Each of the mother is given gifts, including clothing and items of necessity, and they are served with warm food prepared by Gobin's family. There was often community participations when the local singers or performers enlivened the day by singing songs or playing music. Gobin took utmost care and ensured that each of the mother was filled with abundance of happiness throughout the day. As Gobin became well known, he took his mission to the next stage. He started visiting schools and colleges and shared his unique story. Through his life story, he encouraged the young students to spend more time with their parents and to take care of them and spend more time with them. He would also read letters received from those women who supported, how they felt touched and loved, which they had never experienced before. My meeting with Gobin egged me on, and that year I decided to celebrate Mother's Day here in Dallas in a different way. I did considerable online research, and after several phone calls, I came into contact with a charitable organization facilitating between senior citizens and anyone willing to experience the joy of sharing. On 14th of May 2018, me and my family attended a rehabilitation and nursing home here in Dallas, and we celebrated that day in a unique and meaningful way. My mother recited a glowing poem dedicated to all mothers, while both my daughters enlivened the day playing musical instruments, violin. Some of the mothers who had not met their own daughters and son were delighted to receive chocolates, flowers, handwritten notes, and stuffed toys. When we were taking a tour inside, I happened to meet a lady in a wheelchair. I had an animated conversation with her when she pointed to a framed picture of a young Marine with a bright smile. When I asked if she would come to meet her, she shook a little and said, "He would never come back." As I touched her hand, I felt as if we were connected by a divine intervention, intertwined by a common trait of love and humanity. As I left, I realized that those seemingly small acts of love, like handing out handwritten notes, reciting poetry, playing musical instruments, are acts of love that not only made a lasting impact, but also fill the hearts and minds of the doer and the receiver with immense joy and happy memories. Friends, love is not merely a noun, it's also a verb, and love is made manifest through action. People like Gobin, with singular focus and acts of service, are making difference in others' life. And Gobin, in turn, also made me realize that even though I am away from my own mother, I can serve someone else, celebrate, and feel fulfilled. Yes, friends, love can be measured. Let's fulfill someone else's life with words of affirmation, spending quality time, acts of service, and with gifts of celebration. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow, all right. So much, Anchor. That was beautiful.